To me, I don't walk with fear in my heart. I don't walk around like, oh, like, because I feel like people could smell that, and then they fucking, the first chance they take, they'll try to fuck with you on that type of shit. But I walk with no fear in my heart, and I'm not walking around maliciously asking for trouble. I'm just trying to get my walk in because
Mad Max was the turnout of my lifestyle. Smoking green, blowing white clouds to build the blue skies. Conversating with the gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Walk through the sands of times like Gara. On the other side of that gad is karma. You wet Prada, the devil like inside your box now. While the angels fly over my headstone.
We are back with another episode of the God's Hour podcast with your boy Big Sir Bavelli, back in the place to be, La Merca Superior, Palisade 81 Studios. We are live in effect, live and direct. It's your boy Mr. 9 Times. Yeah, man. Should we do today's math? Today's mathematics is wisdom, and wisdom, all being born to culture freedom. So a meeting of the minds, right? Whenever we bring our wisdom, when we connect our wisdom with the wisdom of others, that's when we can better build upon with each other as individuals and create a better society or culture. Peace. Today's drip check, we have the SB Air Max 95s that came out today, but I got them already. I've had these for like a month now. What is it? Dickies, and then the Imperial Burgundy drip. And then no shades today, buddy. We just got our glasses because this is a rare moment. We do it in the daytime. And another rare moment where we do the podcast right before I got to go to work. I've only done this a couple of times, so everybody appreciate the fact that I take the time out of my full fucking time schedule to give y'all the show. Yes. And whenever I say that, I don't want anybody to think like, oh, appreciate me or suck my dick. Like, I'm more than happy to bring the show on like the very little time that I have, especially during the work week. A bitch can't get dick from me on my work week. So yeah, this was just something. I feel like I have a lot to say. I have a lot to get off of my chest. But first and foremost, the SB95s, people have been talking shit about them. I don't know why. They didn't sell out today on sneakers. I was thinking, what if they flap? So I fell asleep. I didn't set my alarm clock like I was going to. I probably would have hit on these, I really feel like. But I was like, fuck it, let me see if they flap. I woke up and they only had sizes like whatever they started from, like 4 to like 6 or something. The sizes they sold out from everything from like 8 and above. So I was like, that's fine. Let me see on StockX. From what I understand, you could get them for like 20 above retail, which means after taxes and shit, you'll get them above like 40 above retail. I love these sneakers. People have been talking shit about them, like, oh, they're breaking apart, they're ripping and all this shit. And I'm like, man, what's up with this SB90 Air Max 95 hate? These are fire. These are so comfortable. They have a lot more room in the forefoot. The insoles are very much comfortable, but it still feels like you're wearing an Air Max 95. They have like a lower profile. They're just not as bulky. I feel like they're chunkier in the forefoot and they're not as bulky, making it more of a complete looking shoe. It doesn't look like it goes more narrow in the foot. It's just like they're just all around more even. I feel like they just evened them out, made them more comfortable. And I don't know how you would skate in these. I've never been a skater, but if I wanted to buy them right now, they're $230. Yeah, so they're $50 over retail, but they're gonna drop. Like, I already know there's so much like fucking weird hate out there. There's really no hype for them, and I don't understand what it is. But in any case, these are very comfortable shoes. and that's what I'm rocking today. And where do we go from here? Should we stay on sneakers? We should, because the Awake Jordan 5s, I didn't hit on them. I don't know if I talked about that, but they're gonna have a sneakers release. I don't see the undefeated 4s having a sneaker release, but I'm gonna stay posted. I'm like fully fucking up on everything sneakers right now. Let me see. Yeah, I mean, I didn't really have too much to say about sneakers. Let me see. I'm gonna try to hit on them for sure. Right now, if you did wanted to get the SB95s, they only have 4 to 6.5 in men's sizes. They're $185 retail, but you could get them on StockX for $230 in a size 12. Let's see. Shattered backboards. I already know those are gonna take a shit. Everybody's been talking shit about them for like the longest time now. I like these Air Max DN8s. They're gonna drop on the 27th. I think I really like how they look, but I think I'm gonna hold off on them. The snakeskin ones are fire. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'll probably go over to the mall, try some on, and then the only thing that they ever have in my size is like triple black, you know. So I think I'll try them on, but I heard they're not that comfortable. I don't know. I'll try them on and see what I think about them. And I'll probably buy the snakeskin ones. These very interesting Air Force anthracite and black. They look like if they're made out of like metal. They kind of have like a I don't want to say carbon black, but like a rough leather black with kind of like, they look aged, which is super crazy how they get this look going. But this concept reminds me of the those Air Forces, the dirty ones where they become clean. This kind of looks like something like that concept, but they already look dirty. I don't know if y'all could see it. Can I zoom this in? No, but they already look fucking dirty. And I know the image looks shitty when I show you on my phone. But what kills it for me is the laces. The laces look like ropes, and I'm not a fan of that. I don't like rope laces. I want flat fucking. Oh, I guess these are rope laces. But on Air Forces, I don't want rope laces. I want fucking flat laces, and they're not flat. I really dig the on the outside of the Nike swoosh. It's like, it kind of looks like it's like metal plated on. Like it looks like a metal plate with screws on it. Very interesting design, but I don't think I'm gonna go for these at all. There's already a raffle for them. I like the idea, but I don't see myself wearing these, so I'm not gonna go for them. The Cave Stone Jordan 4s are coming out. I actually like these. These are like a nice chocolate color, and I love brown. So I'll try to go for them on sneakers or a raffle, either or. And I think there is a raffle going on Feature. So maybe I'll just sign up on Feature and that's it. What else do we have? The Yu-Gi-Oh! Air Max 95s. They just added a white and black t-shirt that just has like I think it says Yu-Gi-Oh! On the front. And then it has like a star below it, and then the Nike swoosh below that. And I high-key don't like how the white tee looks with the shoes. The black, let me see. Black pant. Oh, wait, with the Red Eyes Black Dragon with the swoosh on the wing on the back, that's fire. I definitely want the black one. That one matches a lot more with the Air Maxes. But then they have this, they call it the Destroyer jacket. It's just a varsity jacket with, it says D and H. Oh, for Domino High. Oh, that's crazy as fuck. But he never wore this jacket, so that don't make fucking sense to me. And this one matches with the shoes very well. But it's a $600 varsity jacket. You think I'm gonna fucking go for that shit? Hell yeah. No, I'm just kidding. No, I ain't gonna buy this shit. So, Inspired by Yu-Gi-Oh! Hero Joey Wheeler's time at Domino High, we've recreated a vintage varsity jacket silhouette fabricated from premium materials and added 6 co-branded commemorative patches already sewn on, with an additional 12 patches for your own customization. So not only do you get a $600 jacket, but they give you some patches for you to sew on for yourself. Like, I want to fucking sew on my own patches on a jacket that I already paid, over half a stack for. That's crazy as fuck. I'm definitely not gonna go for these. For right now, what I see in September, I'll go for the Cavestone 4s and the Yu-Gi-Oh! Air Max 95s. And then for the end of the month, I'll just go for the Awake 95s. And I guess if they have the Undefeated 4s, I'll go for those too. But it looks like we're not slowing down on sneaker purchases. So my friends, I have failed everybody in my mission of only buying one fucking sneaker a month. It's just too much heat, you know what I mean? And can you blame me? I don't know, man. I said I was going to stop eating fucking red dye and shit, but here I go. I'm still eating Cheetos and shit like that. So fuck it, man. I guess the knowledge is the power, but it seems like we're lacking the full power and knowledge over here trying to get the sneaker shit down to one pair a month. But right now in August, what did I buy? I bought the French 12s, the SB 95. No, that was last month, really. What did I buy? Oh, the Social Status A6 1130s. I hit on those. I feel like I hit on other shits too. I feel like I'm a good 3 pairs in right now, but it doesn't matter. We'll do a August sneaker drop, and then I'm gonna go on vacation next week, so you'll see where the fuck I'm at from there. I don't want to spoil. I was gonna spoil it. I was gonna let the cat out the bag, but nah, you're gonna tune in to the next episode, and I like the anticipation of everybody having to come next week. We retain viewership that way, buddy, by everybody just waiting in anticipation. So it's a Painter's Palisade 1-year anniversary. It happened on the 18th. Today's the 22nd. And I feel like people that the people that were meant to listen to it, they really fuck with that album. I strongly suggest you go and check that album out. It's me, Chava Styles, and JBL from... Is he from Virginia? Is he from North Carolina? Fuck. He's from Myrtle Beach, wherever Myrtle Beach is at, right? My bad, JBL, but that's a crazy dope album. Just to give you a real quick backstory, me and JBL were, working together. We're already doing songs. And then when me and Chava linked back up, I showed him, I was like, what producer? Because I didn't know if he was going to be on that Boom Bap Griselda shit or what, right? And from just the beats that he was rocking with, they were more so drumless. So I'm like, if you are going to want to do this type of style, you got to go with my dog, JBL. And every beat, it was like Chava wanted to fucking rap on it. So kind of like, I don't remember what songs we were doing first or whatever the fuck, or if maybe Chava did a song already with Jay, rapped over one of his beats. But I was like, you know what? If we did like a Picasso and Matisse album with one producer, we gotta do it. A Painter's Paradise was me, Historian, and JBL. So I'm like, just 3 artists to collaborate on a whole album. A Painter's Palisade, me and Chava Styles, we brought that painter's element, the graffiti fly element to hip hop in our own way. So we brought that to the table with JBL. It's a Painter's Palisade. It came out last year. We shot a video to Ride In, High Times, and I think that's it. I wanted to do one for Luda Nueva. I wanted to do one for Everlasting. But yeah, just those, we knocked that out in like 5 sessions. And it was real quick because we probably started doing the the tracks around like January, February, and we probably did the last session probably like April, May, something like that. We only worked on it for a couple months because like I was hella busy, and to get our schedules to, well, actually at that point to get our schedules to line up, it wasn't nothing. It was like I would spend pretty much like it felt like every Sunday at his house, and we just knocked it out in those couple of sessions. So it really didn't take like months and months of process. I think that was more so us like moving the tracks around, like, you know what I mean, like really sitting with it and digesting it, that type of shit. Yeah, it was I really like that album. It's very slept on, but for those who know, you know about that album. But yeah, like just we had a couple of, Jay would send like a whole pack, then I would write hooks to them, then I would show Chava, then Chava he liked it, so then we would fucking spin the block and like together write the whole songs in his house, and then we would record them. Like we would record like maybe like I would bring like maybe 2-3 hooks with him, and that was like a different time too, because I would go to his spot. He would already be rolling up. He would smoke. We would go eat, come back, listen to the beats, listen to what I showed him, write, record. You know, I would go home like hella late, like 9, 10. No, not even like 12 in the morning, and that was when I worked part time. So I had all the time in the world to do that, and now I don't. So that's why Chava's only like on Envy on Greenlight 5, and he was on like 2 features for me on Greenlight 4, because I just be hella busy. And that's really why I don't have features on my albums like that anymore, is because my schedule is hella busy and it conflicts with other people's schedule. Most people, I want to say like 90% of people, their holiday is Monday through Friday, weekends off, first shift. Me, that's not the case. I work from, 5:30 to 2 in the morning, which means, yeah, I have a good amount of my day, but I still feel like the first half of my day is like sleeping, getting my walk in, and eating. And I chill for an hour, which today I'm using that to fucking do the podcast, and then I have Monday, Tuesday off, so it's fucking difficult, really like it's difficult to bring, to just kind of like chill. I don't ever chill. I haven't chilled and just done nothing in fucking years, bro. When I was in high school, I started rapping, and from then on it just never felt like I could just chill and watch TV and not do shit all day. Even when I didn't have a job, and I was like, bro, I was 21, didn't have a job, and I was just smoking and drinking in my room, playing fucking Borderlands 2, not doing shit. That was like from like 19 and 21. And it was hard, man. Like fucking just like I just felt so defeated by life, you know what I mean? I didn't have the motivation to work because I would try to go find work and they would like let me go after like a week or a couple days, like doing what are those called, like agencies, and I would only get like 1-day assignments and shit, and it was very discouraging. I would apply to reputable fucking places and they just didn't want me, and until I got into FedEx, and then I thought I was good right there because the benefits, they had good benefits, not benefits that I have now, but shit, like I thought I was set, and I was only getting like $420 a week. Shit, I can't live on that a week. Now, what I mean, I'm making a lot more chili than that now. You know, it's super crazy now that I thought about that shit. I'm making like, I don't even want to say how much I'm making now, but I'm making a lot more than, I'm not like, the what is it? Rowdy Racks or anything like that. It's just more so I'm living very, very comfortably compared to what I was before. And just going back to that, it was all like levels. You know, I didn't work, then I worked at FedEx for 2 years, and then I work where I work now, and everything is way better. The benefits are way better, and just, not settling for less. You get to this point in your life where you have to reevaluate what things really mean to you and what is really meant to be serving your energy to in this life. Just a lot of things that you might miss or not look at it in the same way until you look back and you're like, man, that was fucking dumb. Had I started with this Hale from when I wanted to, back in 2016 when I was mad young, I would have had 9 years of seniority in the company and shit. I'd have like one of the top seniority. I'd be one of the top seniorities right now. You know what I mean? Which is fucking crazy. But, it is what it is. Everybody starts different. Like, the reason why life isn't a race is because everybody starts at a different point. So you can't look at everybody, like the person next to you, and be like, where are they at in their life? Because we're all different. We all start at different places and all that shit. So that's why you can't look down on anybody, but you could damn sure look up to somebody and be like, okay, like how can I apply their success to my own and kind of just like find my own rhythm in life. A lot of my coworkers have already been a trade tech. There's some of us are ambitious. We just had like a whole presentation yesterday about, like women and how like women are important to the workforce. And basically what I got out of this, since most of them were girls, is they want women to be to move up to a certification in the company, which makes sense because that they came to our place, because out of all the fucking like facilities and shit to work, ours has, I want to say, the most amount of girls. I think when I transferred, the other place that I transferred from, I think they only had a handful of girls in the whole place. I think there was a girl on first shift. I don't think there was a girl on second shift. I didn't see any girls, or maybe she was on graveyard. She was from graveyard. I don't remember seeing any girls on first shift. I think there were 3 on first shift for my specification. Then we had like another 3 on second shift. And then, yeah, maybe we probably only had like 6 or 7 girls in the whole place, if that. So it's just interesting because like women in our field of work, they're like the minorities, you know what I mean? And I feel like with that is they're looked at as a certain way, like, oh, they have to be like more manly or more masculine and shit like that. Like, nah, bro, I feel like most women my age are either doing some entrepreneurial type shit, like either makeup or nails or hair, something in like the beauty kind of like department. And they're not doing like more hands-on like physical labor like what I do. You know what I mean? It's just kind of like it's just unheard of. Like, I feel like more women are going to school and finding careers to do with that than they are with like with the trade. Which there's nothing wrong with either or, but I'm just saying, like, obviously in a trade, it's a male dominated type of work that you do. But I've seen pretty girls around where I work, and that's not the point. My point is, women can do anything they want to do, regardless of like. I feel like a lot of women like look to men. Oh, we got to stand up as women because these men and all this shit. It's like, it doesn't really that shit don't really matter to me, you know. If you're a woman and you preach woman empowerment, I feel like you should do that because you should represent as a female in a male dominated workforce that you fucking stand up and be like, fucking yeah, I could do that shit, bro. Like, you know, don't get it twisted. I'll come up in this motherfucker and do a way better job than you. That's how I feel like women should do that kind of work as, you know. Not, it shouldn't come from a place of like, oh fuck these dudes, they taking all the jobs. Like, no, come from a place of like, yeah, there's not many of us and I'm representing, you know what I mean? You know, I love women. I feel like women should strive for like equal opportunity, and that's what I feel like is happening. The game is changing, man. Maybe in like 5 or 10 years, who knows? We could see a lot of different things, whether it be the economy change with the type of work. Like in Cali, I want to say you do have like it's the entertainment capital of the world, LA, but then also too you have a lot of automotive shit. You have a lot of let's see, hold on, my pops is calling me. Pops, you are now live on the God's Hour podcast. How you doing?
Good, son. How are you?
Oh, I'm chilling right here, Pop. What's going down?
Hey, you called me. I missed a call from you.
Yeah, I just wanted to know like when you were gonna come back.
Our flight leaves at 8, so we're gonna land at LAX around 10:45. So we're probably not gonna get home till midnight.
Okay.
You're working today, right? Regular?
Yeah, I'm working.
All right.
Did I get the package?
Yeah, I got it.
Does it say Dolores outside?
Yep.
Okay, so let me call your tia because she needs to take it.
Gotta leave it outside, no?
Yeah, but I'll take it tomorrow. She hasn't called me. It's okay.
All right, son. All right, then. So then we'll see you. We'll be home around midnight.
Ask her when did she get the package.
All right, Pop. I just got it right now.
Okay. All right, son. Love you, son. See you later.
All right, love you guys. Have a safe flight and get home safe.
All right, thanks. So, see you later.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Yeah. So my parents, they went to Oregon and they're on their way back and shit. Gotta fucking check my nerves out, man. Sometimes my fucking arms and nerves and shit lock up for whatever reason. But anyway, let's get into some topics and shit over here. I was seeing these young kids, man. They were walking by where I work and they were just looking at where we were working at, and they were kind of just looking, and I wanted to go up to them and be like, if you're lucky enough, you'll get into this place and you'll be set for life. You'll make more money than anyone you know. Most of the people you know. You'll be good. You'll have benefits. You'll fucking have your school paid for. A whole lot of shit, man. And with the kids out there, I always look at them and I'm like, I wonder where this fool's gonna end up. Is he gonna be some fucking gangbanger, deadbeat father, fucking shot caller in prison, or is he gonna make something of himself? Because, you know, I'm in LA, I'm in the tierra for real. I'm walking around, I'm seeing the shit, I'm walking through the barrio and shit. Not where it's like, you know, like no man's land, but I'm literally walking through these neighborhoods with the gang graffiti on there. Anyone can just hop out. You know, I've already been banged on over there, so it's like, to me, I don't walk with fear in my heart. I don't walk around like, oh, like, you know, because I feel like people could smell that and then they fucking, the first chance they take, they'll try to fuck with you on that type of shit. But I walk with no fear in my heart, and I'm not walking around maliciously asking for trouble. I'm just trying to get my walk in because, you know, it's like, if I walk the other way, then I'll really be like where the junkie. It's either like I walk around junkies or I walk around the hood. I'd rather walk around the hood because at least I feel like I could. Oh, don't get me wrong. There's junkies in the hood for sure, but like there's like a more concentrated, like I'll be stepping over heroin needles, which I've done already. But either way, I walk with no fear and I don't care. So what was my point to all this shit? Oh, seeing the kids, right? So I'm looking at the kids and shit, man. The other day I saw one of these kids with like Thunder, Red Thunder 4s on, another kid with Jordan 11s. So I'm like, wow, like these kids have like a really good melting pot of like, now I've seen like kids wear ons and Nikes, and I feel like older like bicep fools, they'll wear like knockoff shits or like filas. Just very interesting. Whenever I see the kids, I'm always looking at people's shoes. Air Forces are still a big thing, whether they be white or black, very interesting. Once you hit like a certain street, that's when you kind of get into like the Moreno area and shit, but it's still purely raza for the most part where I'm walking. I don't want to burn out where I walk, but obviously it's LA. It's either going to be black or brown, you know what I mean, wherever you work, or wherever like the hood is at, and it's very interesting to me because there's gang graffiti. There's gangs like streets apart. You walk literally, you take a 30-second walk down the street and you're in a hood. You take a 30-second walk down the street, you're in you're in the enemies, but they're right fucking there and they got beef with each other for real. I don't want to say which gangs and shit, but it's always interesting to me when I see that shit. And then you have the graffiti crews out there, whether they be like, SBK, B2G, EBK, A2M, all that. If you know these crews, then you kind of already know what area I'm talking about if you're familiar. But there's a gym where they're working out and shit. Like you can see the windows, and then the wall right next to it has all that shit on, like all the gang graffiti and just graffiti in general on it. It's a very interesting thing. I was kind of scared when I first, started walking around and stuff. Like kind of like I wanted to have like a razor on me and shit, but I was like, you know what? Like it's cool, bro. Like I'm not. First of all, I'm in my uniform, so I'd probably get fired. But number two was kind of like, I'm not moving in that way, I'm just passing by, just let me get through. And it's the psycho crazy homeless people, the old people just sitting outside, sitting on a chair in the shade. You got like body shop guys working, the kids going to school, waiting for the bus stop to go home. You just got like it's live, you know what I mean? It's not like here in Ontario where it's like super quiet. I don't even think kids don't take like public transportation to go to school, bro. What the fuck? Like these kids are over here taking the school buses, I don't even think there's school buses. I don't think I've ever seen a school bus. I've seen like other buses, whether they be like for handicapped people and shit. But it's just really interesting when you see like inner city kids and like where I am, like pretty much it's like country, but it's turning into like kind of like they're trying to make it like the city, where you don't depend on going into LA for shit. Like you just have everything here. But regardless, you know what I mean? Just very interesting, just looking around and seeing things, bro. I feel like I'm really like absorbing the culture, and it's like really affected the music that I've been making. And I feel like I have now like almost a whole album's worth of material for a certain sort of album. And then I have like different ideas and different albums that I'm working on. So like it's all affecting that. It's just changing the way I think, because it just makes me think of how like my dad grew up as a baby. I think when he was born to like when he was 6, he lived in Boyle Heights, then Southgate up until I think he was a high schooler. Southgate is fucking It's no better. It's like the same shit. And then when he was like a freshman or a senior or some shit like that in high school, did he actually move into a really nice neighborhood? And I've lived in a nice neighborhood my whole life too. But not really in the summers. So it's just very interesting when you go outside and you look at things and you take it all in and you think like, a lot of people, they feel like their problems are so much bigger than others or they're so unique. And it's like, no, bro, a lot of people share the same type of shit, whether they be single parent households or parents on drugs or like divorce or like whether it be more severe shit like group homes or like mental trauma or anything like that. Like that shit is all out there and you're right in the middle of it in LA. So I look at that shit and I hear people like my coworkers bitching and complaining about shit. And I'm like, man, thank God that you don't have to fucking beg for money to go score a gram of heroin to shoot into your fucking foot or be worried about, is my kid gonna get kidnapped or stabbed or some crazy shit on the bus to go home, or you know what I mean, or what if I get robbed or any shit like that. Like it'll go down. You would swear you walk by some of these streets, man, and you see pictures of like Harlem in like the fucking 70s or whatever. You're like, man, this ain't that far from that shit, bro. Like piles of garbage on the corners, just heaps of fucking broken shit and demolished fucking buildings that are just, they're not even being worked on, or like abandoned, community centers and whatever the fuck it is, shit on the floor or piss. You see a bum, whatever in the alley doing some fucking weird shit. People, crazy motherfuckers just talking to themselves. And whenever I do see those crazy people or homeless around the kids, I kind of like try to like, move in front of them, like trying to, insert myself in case, God forbid, a crazy guy attacks anybody. I'd rather it be me than one of these children out here that, they're, for the most part, I know they're middle schoolers. They have to be fucking little teenagers. All these little kids and shit. Like, I'll do time for these kids. I don't give a fuck. Like, it's not like I'm School of Rock over here, but, I'm just, that's what I'm looking out for. I just, if I can make a positive change in the world, I'll do it. And just, that's that, man, because that's what I have in my heart. When you see me walk by, you're probably not thinking about that about me, but that's just how I feel, man. I had a whole bunch of other shit to talk about, but, I think the message of the day is we have to look out for each other, because if not, we're fucking barbarians, bro. There's no reason why everyone should be on this selfish shit. Like, oh, everyone else could like fuck off. I think the more we look out for each other, the better off we'll be as a society, as a culture. And I feel like there's shit like that out there already, but I feel like we need it more. The more the merrier, with like positive energy and looking out for one another. Because there's a lot of selfish people out there, and it just gets tiring, bro. And it's like, stop being a bitch, bro. Like, everything ain't about you, bro. Everything ain't. So the more you realize that we need to look out for each other, and it's all for one, you know what I mean? All for one for all, however you want to say it, and not one for one, we'll be a lot better as a society. This is the God's Hour.
Max was the turnout of my lifestyle. Smoking green, blowing white clouds to build the blue skies. Conversating with the gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Walk through the sands of times like Gara. On the other side of that gad is karma. You wet Prada, the devil lay inside your box now while the angels fly over my headstone.